All right, welcome to, what are we on? Lesson 9.3, factoring trinomials by grouping. All right, so sometimes when we're going to factor, the guess and check method isn't going to work. It's just, we can't see it. We can't pull anything out of it. We can't factor it. It just makes it really hard. So there's another method you can use that actually works for all second degree trinomials that are factorable, and it's called grouping. So the first thing you're going to do, okay, we need to remember that a trinomial is of the form ax squared plus bx plus c. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your a value and your c value, and you're going to multiply them together. Okay, you're going to get AC, whatever that's going to be. And I'm going to show you with actual numbers. Then you're going to break it up into its factors. And what we're going to end up doing once we do that, and this is all going to make sense in a minute, is we're going to break it up into ax squared plus, we'll say, b1x. I don't know if this is 100% true what I'm saying, like b1, b2, but don't worry about two parts is what I'm saying, and then plus c. And then we're going to be able to break it up even further from there. So if I lost you right here and you're like, what the heck is he talking about? Don't worry about that. I'm going to show you with an example right now. So in number one, first thing we're going to do is we're going to do 9 times negative 4. And we should know that that is negative 36. We're going to focus on the 36, and we're going to break it up into all of its factors. We got 136, 218, 3 and 12, 4 and 9, and 6 and 6. All right, so we multiply 9 times negative 4, we get to negative 36. Now we want to find out which two, when added together, will get me to negative 16. Now remember, it is a negative 36, which means one of these two factors must be positive and the other must be negative. So I see if I have a positive 2 and a negative 18, then I'm going to multiply to negative 36, but at the same time, I'm going to add to negative 16. So these are the numbers we're going to use. Okay, this is where we're going to move into this confusing step where I said ax squared plus your first b times x plus your second, and so on. So now we are going to break this up into 4 parts. We're going to rewrite it as 9x squared, okay, plus 2x minus 18x minus 4. So we went from a trinomial of 3 parts or 3 terms to an unsimplified trinomial that has 4 terms as it's currently written. This is where the grouping comes in. So we put parentheses around the first 2, and you put parentheses around the second 2. That negative sign has to be in there. Okay, what does 9x squared and 2x have in common? Well, they both have only an x in common. So we're going to take that x out, and we're going to rewrite what we have. We have left over 9x plus 2. Okay, now for the other one, what do they have in common? They both have a negative 2 in common. So I'm going to pull out the minus 2, and what am I left with? Let's see, I'm left with a 9x take away 2. Notice how what's in the parentheses is the same. So from here, what I can do, it's one more step to factor this, is I can rewrite this as grouping x minus 2 times 9x. Oh, I've messed up my sign here. This should be addition. It's 9x plus 2. And that would be my final answer for that one. Okay, for the second one, we're going to solve. But before we do that, we have to make sure that we factor it. So we're going to do 8 times 3 is 24. We're going to write all the factors of 24. 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6, and I think that's it. Of those, and keep in mind everything has to be positive because we're multiplying to a positive 24, which two together would give me 25? And we should see that 1 plus 24 is going to give me the 25. So I'm going to write my work down here. This is where I can say I have 8x squared plus 1x plus 24x plus 3 equals 0. Now I can put my grouping in. So what do these have in common? Just an x, leaving me with x on the outside and then 8x plus 1